Happy late lunch hour, guys. Okay, the day's got ahead of me as per normal. Dog in the curtains. Uh, I wanted to research this one fully before kind of going into it, but we need to really start watching our banks. All right, this is getting significantly serious. Uh, Credit Suisse, okay? Credit Suisse First Boston, you guys know this one. Again, is having bank runs that major institutions are pulling their money out of the banks and putting it somewhere else. You can all guess where that is, guys. That's gold and silver. That's where the money's going. Okay. But Credit Suisse First Boston is now in to the point of trying to give exorbitant interest rates to large depositors in order to shore up their cash flow. This is scary when you start getting the second largest Swiss bank going, we don't have any money, okay? And obviously Credit Suisse has a large presence in the United States. Okay, not the only one if we want to continue on. Blackstone, not to be confused with BlackRock, okay, but Blackstone, okay, who are the largest commercial real estate landlord, announced this morning that they're defaulting on a $562 million bond. Okay? What do we have? We have now the real estate industry starting to not have the income, not have the money. This is also getting interesting. We're seeing the financial system collapse around us, guys, is what's going on. All right? Got to get that obligatory weekly sneeze in somewhere. All right. Now, you want to add something that's even more interesting to this. People trying to get their money out of the United States. Where do you think you're going to put it? How about Cuba? Seriously. Western Union has now opened money transfers to Cuba from all 50 states. We're starting to get a serious issue with banking, guys. All right. Interest rates are going up. You know that with the Fed and everything that they're doing. CBDC is every day getting closer. I mean, the Republicans are trying to stop Biden from initiating CBDC by executive order. Okay. Figure that one out. I mean, executive orders, as you guys know, can be undone with the stroke of a pen by the next president. You can't undo an entire financial system. Go, oh, gee, you know what? Effective immediately, all the electronic money you have is no longer any good. This is what the Democrats are trying to do, all right? And they are succeeding in destroying the financial system. When the banks don't have any money, when one of the biggest banks in the world doesn't have enough money, okay? Credit Suisse First Boston stock has gone down to $3 a share. Just saying, okay? It's now considered a penny stock. When you have the largest commercial real estate holding company in the country can't pay the bills, they borrowed all that money, okay, and now they can't pay the debt, we have a problem. They got to do it somewhere. When people can now start shipping money overseas to, of all places, Cuba, I mean, what's next? We going to start having Western Union being allowed to North Korea? I mean, seriously. When people are going, hey, you know what? I'd rather send my money to Cuba than keep it in the United States. Now, I'm not saying this is like some Cayman Islands bank. Chances are that it's a chance to send money to family members or whatever. But shipping dollars out of the country, getting out of dollars any way companies, individuals, people can. What does that tell you about the safety of your bank accounts? Again, I know we've talked about many times, only keep enough money in the bank to pay the bills. All right, the rest of it you got to have into something else, somewhere else. And again, if it's precious metals, if it's real estate, if it's something, and when I say pay the bills, I'm not just talking about monthly bills. Yes, you guys know you have income tax to pay and property taxes to pay and, things like that don't come up every month. You got to save stuff like that too. it's getting harder and harder and harder for people to save money, which is exactly what CBDC wants. Remember, that's money that can expire. That's money that can be told that the government can tell you, no, you can't buy this, okay? Or no, you have to buy this. Remember what happens with CBDC. Not only can they tell you, I'm sorry, Mr. Jones, you've already purchased your allotment of gasoline or apples or whatever this month, they can also peg the money, go, oh, you made, I just make up a number here, $1,000 a month. We are allotting $200 of that a month only can be spent on groceries, right? That's what it's going to be. They will tell you what you can spend your money on. And then when you can't spend your money, I'm sorry, Mr. Jones, you made $1,000 this month. You have to spend $100 a month on bug burgers. That's where this is going. Gee, no, you can't buy fertilizer for your crops. We don't want you growing food. No, you're not allowed to buy seeds. We don't want you growing food. No, you're not allowed to buy a water purifier for, the chemically induced toxins that have been poured into the Ohio River. We said the water's safe. You can drink it exactly as is. Okay? This is what's going on. Please, 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 please pay attention to what's going on with your bank. If your bank is one of these woke banks, okay, and I talked about those a week or so back with all the banks that are going on this ESG garbage, get your money out of those banks. Small community banks, credit unions, ones that know you by name, not by number. That's where you need to have money. That's where you need to have a bank account, because these large commercial banks have bit off way more than they can chew. They've borrowed too much money. They've taken on too much liability, gave too many people easy credit. I talked the other day about car loans and defaults and everything like that. Who's left holding the bag on that? You and I are. For a couple of years now, myself and many other people have talked about bank bail-ins. Look at Credit Suisse. That's very possible that's going to happen to them very soon. That they're going to go, we can't pay it anymore. We need assets. And they're going to go, here's all the keys to the safe deposit boxes. We now have everything that's in there. Here's all the bank account information. We're just all going to take this. Don't think it can't happen. Don't forget what happened to Lehman Brothers back in 2008. It wasn't a bail-in, but the Lehman Brothers went belly up and people were left holding the bag. You have to protect your money somehow, because otherwise you're going to wake up one morning and it's going to be gone. Pinball out.